All right, everyone, and welcome to another Friday. You made it through most of the week anyway. Still got a few hours left. Well, I guess it depends on which coast you are. If you're in the East Coast, you are much closer, and if you're in Europe, you're probably already done for the day on Friday. So, which is awesome. My name's Kevin DeLong. I am the founder of Cyber Social Hub, which is just a community of online digital investigators. Really, it consists of e-discovery people, digital forensics, OSINT, you name it. If you're if you're investigating digital bits or bytes, whatever, then it's really a place for you. And what it is just an online community of other nerds, right, that are facing these challenges of like, okay, how do I make sense of this, or how do I get this information, or how do I get this data? Someone there is bound to know the answer and hopefully can push you in the right direction, or has done the work, or there's a paper out on it somewhere. I think the latest chat was something about there was some stuff on Apple AirTags in there that some folks got some help with. So yeah, I mean, it's just a great little community. And the best of all, if you're an investigator, it's 100% free. Just come, sign up, and you're good to go. Hey, Megan. Yeah, I didn't. So hi, everyone. By the way, hopefully. We didn't stiff you, obviously, like we did last week. I apologize for that. We had a last minute schedule change, and I forgot, 100% my fault. I forgot to redo the schedule, or take down the YouTube broadcast and move it to a new date. Hey, Mr. Kevin Fisher's in there too. Hey, how are you? I think you're going to know the person I have on here hiding in the green room right at the moment. So again, Cyber Social Hub, make sure you check it out. We do have, for those of you who did not know, I know we've been kind of pushing it on our broadcast here weekly, is we do have mobile apps available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Yes, we are aware of a couple bugs in the news feed that is going on, or in the industry news section. I don't know. If you've done development work ever before, you'd rather sooner just hit yourself in the head with a hammer than have to deal with all the nonsense that comes up when you're testing. But hopefully we can get that corrected really soon. But the app's really good. It's really sound. And with that being said, what I am going to do is bring on my guest here, if I can hopefully hit the right button. And there's Amber. Hey, Amber, how are you?
Hey, I was just pulling up the app right there on
Oh,
my
there you go.
Android.
Yeah, there
Yep.
you go. Yeah, so it's funny. So what we've been dealing with in the last for those of you who get our emails and stuff like that, email is like a devil. And Amber, you're familiar with this already.
It
It's a
is.
it's a freaking devil.
It
I hate
really
it.
is.
Because we're trying to switch a service, move over, so for better deliverability. You'd think just sending an email would get you an email send, but it's not. There's so many
No.
nuances. It's more complicated than any sport that I've ever even looked at. It's ridiculous.
More
So
complicated than cricket? Are you sure?
I don't even know anything about cricket at all. So I'm sure it is. But we've moved servers. So if you've noticed, Cyber Social Hub should be a little bit more peppier. And we've moved the server actually like twice, just because we're growing quickly and we're adding services and back end stuff, and it's getting bigger. So that's been an evil process. I don't hire someone else to do that. If you guys ever host anything, just hire someone to do it for you, so you don't have to worry about
Hey, Kevin.
it. Yeah, there's
You
Kevin.
know, that's kind of interesting because aren't you cloud based?
Yeah, a lot of our stuff is 100% cloud based, and
That's,
even though it's there, obviously we still have to manage the thing, uh,
oh, absolutely.
which is the devil still. With updates and everything else. As I look over at Cyber Social Hub that's popped up right now, yeah, there's just a lot of junk there. Yeah, yeah. He's Sam. Hey, Sam, we made it and on time, and I did get you a reminder from someone about making sure we're on time for the Hubcast this week. Last week we didn't tell anybody it was going to be canceled, and well, we just didn't show up, and people showed up, so it's good.
Oh,
We have some diehard fans out there. Either
you
that or
didn't have like a spontaneous trivia? Because
no,
I would have
no,
joined that.
no. We just didn't do it. I was like, these things just take a lot of planning, and if I don't plan for it at least a little bit in advance, then it will fall on its face. Now,
Oh, that
granted,
makes sense.
I have a background in radio, so usually everything was on fire and we were flying by the seat of our pants anyway. So I could probably have done it, but I don't like to do them like that. So,
Understood. That makes sense.
so how are you? How have you been? It's been a while since we've talked
Good.
to you.
I know I haven't seen you since June, I think.
Yeah, yeah, you were on, yeah, when we were at Techno Security, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a warm summer, people. Not a great thing for a ginger. No hoo hoo.
And I have to actually say, I got burnt the worst this year than I had in a really long time. Of course, it involved maybe a little bit of alcohol and sitting by the pool and not realizing how long I was sitting out there. But oh man, I'm still peeling, and it's been like
Oh
three.
my.
It's been almost a month. It's almost been a month at this
I
point.
haven't I have not got burned because the sun is trying to kill me. So I'm very careful with that. So we know that. But I do enjoy have you had the blue I think they're called red, white, and blue beers. They're not really a beer. I
No,
call them a cheer beer. They
uh,
taste like those old school popsicles that you had that were red, white, and blue
oh,
that
the
you like
bomb
got off the
pops.
ice cream man. They taste just like that and they're
Really?
fantastic.
No
Oh my god,
kidding.
they're so good.
I
Yeah.
think maybe my brother-in-law had one of those.
I realize
But
they're very
yeah,
girly, but they're so good
I know.
and
Well,
so refreshing.
there's a really good one too. My wife likes it. It's something. It's a water, but it's an alcohol, and it
Hmm.
makes no sense, but it's good. And it does taste like drinking water, but it's like 4%. It could really hurt you.
Wow.
Yeah, usually beer tastes like beer, very malted. I mean, it's
Yeah.
this. Mm-mm. It's like
Huh.
lightly flavored water, and I'll have to ask my wife what the name of that stuff
Oh,
was
that's
because
an
she
interesting
knows it.
one.
Yeah, right off.
Well, you should definitely look. You'll see them. They're bright blue. They're kind of Romulan ale colored. Well worthy.
Huh. That's interesting. See, now you got me curious, and I want to go look it up on my other screen over here and see what it is. Megan's off on a hard to sell
Oh,
tangent
oh,
here. I
she's
see.
angry about no good German beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Let me move
Yeah, but
this
it's
down a
really
little
hard
bit
to
here.
also find good German sausage because what we've got like Johnsonville brats. That's not good.
Let
I
me move
made
this up
spatzel
here.
last week. It was yummy.
Huh. What was it now?
Spatzel. Have you ever had spatzel?
What's all?
I'm showing my Swiss roots here. So spatzel, it's like this little dough and you boil it. And in my family, we actually put Swiss cheese. So it's like Swiss mac and cheese in a way. And it's terribly tasty. But yeah, no,
Huh.
I've been making it with my grandmother's recipe ever since I was little. It was
No kidding.
fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
all my kids are required to like it or I have to kick them out of the family. I'm like, you're done. You're out.
No, it sounds delicious. I'm gonna have to try
It's,
some. It sounds
yeah,
like something I think the next time I'm gonna see you, which we're gonna talk about a little bit later on,
yeah.
is in September. So it's probably not possible to make him on the road, though, is it?
It's really not an easy
Yeah,
process
it
to
doesn't.
make
It
on the
didn't
road. I'm
sound
going to be
like it.
honest with you. But they are. We'll have to have you come over. You can bring your wife and kids, and I will make German food. Because again, I grew up with my grandparents who were from Switzerland,
Hmm.
so I grew up with like real German food. Like my grandpa made his own sauerkraut. It smelled the entire house up for like a
Really?
day. Oh yeah, it was like epic. So I like to experiment and make sure I still keep the family roots alive.
That's pretty
So
awesome. Hey,
yeah, I made
Jacob,
pickles last week too, but
did you?
weird stuff. Yeah, they're garlic pepper pickles.
Garlic pepper
Pepper
pickles. So I'm
pickles.
I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
ta- I'm saying that very slow for a reason, right? It's
I
almost
know.
like
I was too. They're
the
very
the
spicy.
tongue
So,
twister. Jacob says Mountain View, California has two great German beer gardens with
oh, nice.
great German food. That sounds good. I don't get out to Mountain View. That's like the opposite end of the world for me, essentially, here on the
But it's in the
eastern
pretty part of
coast.
California because
Yes.
it's northern.
Mm-hmm.
I like northern much better than southern. No offense to the southerners there, but
It's just hot.
it's
Maybe
just
in
hot and
the
there's a lot less people in the northern, it feels like. I don't know.
hmm,
I actually like San Francisco. I've always liked San Francisco. So,
I don't like walking on the hills.
no,
It's
and
not
it's
much fun.
impressive to see how well their brakes hold up because that's some bitchin' hills.
That's what.
It's impressive.
It's actually a good place to start a brake pad company.
It is because you will have a lot of business.
Yeah, it's like we check your parking brake too. That's
It's a
part of it.
new, yep, all part of the process.
Because
Yep, nope.
when I worked for another company, they had offices there, and they were down at the bottom of this one hill, and literally, it was bottom. I think they called it. I don't even know what the hill was called. Snob Hill. It was a weird name, right? And at the top of this is where I stayed in this hotel, and it was where it was the staircase from Gone with the Wind. Just the
Oh,
staircase they
wow.
filmed. It was in this hotel, and I thought one day it's like I got this. I'm looking up, literally up the road to the hotel, and I'm like, I can make this. It's only a few blocks.
No.
That pretty much sucks. Yeah, that was a lot of that's never going
No.
to happen again. Thank God the cable car went right down that street. So
You could
life
you
is
could
good.
probably tell everyone who lives there because they have these amazing calf muscles from walking on all those hills that you're like, this is where you should live. You want to improve your calf muscles.
Right? They have the uh, Popeye version of arms and legs, right?
Exactly, just in your legs. Totally.
Oh man, that's crazy. Let me hold on a second, looking through all the chat here. Man, everybody's chatty today. I love it.
Oh,
Everybody's
that's good.
apparently done with work. Friday, yeah,
Profiteroles,
whatever.
profiteroles are not very good. Sorry, Sam.
Hang on a second. What the heck? See, I'm seeing profit rolls. That's as a business owner.
Oh,
That's what my
profiteroles.
that's what my
It's
brain sees. I'm like, those sound
you're like,
delicious.
what are profit rolls?
I,
Absolutely,
I
it
want
means I'm
some of
making
those.
money.
What is
I'm
a
in the black.
profiterole?
It's a pastry. I haven't had one in a long time.
Huh?
Again, I grew up in a bakery. My grandparents immigrated. They started a bakery. It was a German Swiss bakery. And so I grew up eating like all this amazing stuff. We had like, we made sausage rolls. So we made our own sausage and then wrapped it in pastry. And then you
Really?
covered it in gravy. And it's pretty fantastic.
Man, it sounds really good.
It's really good. You can make them different sizes. So you can make them like finger food or you can make them like dinner food.
I,
I'm a foodie. So I've always been a foodie. Actually, I think all of the people at Paraben are foodies too.
heck yeah.
Yeah, it might be a requirement to work at my company. You have to like food.
Man, I love food. I don't know how you can not love food.
Enjoy it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's like the communal it's a thing everyone can agree on and enjoy at some point. Doesn't matter what it is. You can find something positive. I'm sure people can always find a negative too, because I haven't found a whole lot of positives with black licorice, for example.
Yeah.
Besides, it's
No.
a pretty color.
Mm-mm.
There you go.
No.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Not a black licorice person. I'm a red
Mm-mm.
vines girl. So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, Twizzlers people, what is wrong with you? It tastes like oil.
I
Seriously. Okay, sorry, we got distracted. Someone is actually asking, what's the latest in digital
I
forensics? We
don't
should go
know.
back to
Are we
that.
here to talk about that?
Yes, we are. We'll get to, this is what ADD people
Sorry.
do together. It actually went back to what I asked you because you were cloud hosted.
Yeah.
That's what is our latest in digital forensics is I think so Paraben, we have a release going out on Monday, so it's a good timing that we had this.
Yeah.
But one of the things in our release is just we did a huge focus on cloud
Mm-hmm.
because that's really where all the data is going. I
Oh
look
yeah,
at my
for
day and
sure.
I can't actually, I look at like my data storage on my local drive and I'm like, wow, where is all my stuff? And I have a
Yep.
ton of stuff. It's just all in the cloud now.
Yep.
And
We don't store anything
no,
local.
locally,
I mean occasionally, like obviously I download a spreadsheet here and there, but other than
right?
that, it's in the cloud, and I think all of us work from that there as well
And
too.
yeah, I
Uh,
think that has definitely been a huge trend change that has happened. I'd say I mean, don't quote me, it's all pandemic related, but I do think the last 3 years has moved it. So we've gone, so we used to only have like 10% of our data in the cloud. And now I
mhm.
think we might have 10% of our data locally and 90% of it is now in the cloud. So it's that big shift that's happened and where you're looking for stuff. I think it's weird that our court system actually hasn't caught up with that. So if anyone's
Oh
in the
well.
legal system, please don't mess this up for everyone because it's going to screw us all if you do.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't miss the mounds of paper we had to deal with, and government work in
right.
general I think is very similar.
Yeah. So, little known factoid. So, Paraben does professional services. We do very little because I don't like competing against our customers. We do very specific casework when they're like, we need your uniqueness. And we're like, okay, we will be our uniqueness and we'll work on this case. But part of that is figuring out, we realized that you had to start doing consent documents with cloud related data. So we put that together and started adding that into our professional services. And with our next release, which is 3.3, I had to think of the numbers there, we actually have incorporated all of our workflow for cloud. So it's all inside E3 and you can do it remotely. So I literally could have someone at your location sign a consent form on a mobile device or on a laptop, on a mobile device, whatever, and then it talks to my location and your credentials get sent to me and I'm collecting your cloud data.
Nice.
So it's kind of working with the fact that we are all very cloud oriented and that it allows us to capitalize on our magical 10 minutes of panic that happens when you're part of an investigation and people consent and you're like, crap, I need to get this data right this second. So I'm very excited for it because it's a different methodology than other people probably looked at. And it will be, I think, a real positive to our space because it allows people to get what's being used, which is cloud.
Yep, absolutely. And the collections are probably the biggest challenge. You know, is, you know, because just I can't imagine just alone like us here, we use probably, and Megan's gonna laugh at this or at least grunt in the background there somewhere, and we probably have, I don't know, I'm gonna be conservative, like 15, maybe more different services we use regularly. I mean, that I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
missing some of the rare ones that we're not using. There's like 3 or 4 primaries we use all the time, but I think 15 is fair. Megan, would you say 15 is fair? She'll probably say absolutely more than that.
I would think you would have more.
Megan, for those of you guys who don't know, I always talk about Megan. I don't really talk about what she does. She's
She
the
runs all those services.
she's a marketing director. Yeah, she says 1,500.
1,500.
Yeah, no, that's probably a closer number. Yeah, at 1,500 for sure. we have a few. Oh, I wanted to show you my shirt. I was going to show you earlier,
Oh,
and I
oh.
didn't. Look at that.
Oh, very
That's
nice.
right. It's the Red Squadron, right?
It's a Red Squadron.
Yeah,
Very nice.
made me very happy when I got this in the mail.
Oh,
So
very nice.
yeah, we're big Star Wars, Star Trek fans, by the way. So any questions you guys might have about anything, Megan is here to handle a lot of the Star Wars stuff, and then Amber can handle a lot of the Star Trek stuff. And I'm one of those weird guys. I do both.
Yeah, I feel very good in my general sci-fi knowledge. I'm excited. Did you see? So for really nerdy people, they're doing a reboot of Babylon 5.
Really? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Nope. Kind of like they did the new version of Battlestar Galactica, which I actually really liked. And I remember watching the original when I was a little kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, hey, the Cylons are back." And this is something because I want to relate it back to digital forensics as well. I don't know if you guys ever watch all of the sci-fi out there. Many of us are sci-fi nerds,
Hmm.
but it actually really inspires how you start thinking of inventing new things. You know, what was the Minority Report with Tom Cruise?
Mm-hmm.
And now that's really how Google functions. That's how Facebook functions. When I'm researching something, I actually will do my Google searches. I'll generate just enough cookies that it then transfers into my social media. And then I'll let my social media do the rest of my research because they come up with people that I didn't find. And I just wait for them to hit my feed. It's how I found my new CRM. I'm serious. I looked up and I reviewed like 15 CRMs. I waited till the social media engines and AI came up with like 30 more. And then I was like, oh, this is what I should do.
That's right. And
Fantastic. Thank you.
now you're going to be advertised about them for the
Oh,
next
yeah.
6 months, even after you make your decision.
No, because all I have to do is say, I'm no longer interested in this. I find it offensive. And the ad's gone. I'm horrible. But it's one of those that you start seeing it. And it's really, I think, inspired by sci fi at the end of the day. So just
Well,
saying.
yeah, no, very true. Sorry, I was actually. It's very rare that we get legit questions. So
I know, I'm excited.
I'm
So,
like, oh
yeah.
wait, this is like a real question. Here, hold on. I'm gonna bring this up here, and I'm
that
gonna.
is a good question.
I'll read it. I'll read it out loud here. Do the whole. So the people in the back of the room can hear. Right. Is cloud forensics required require new tools or skill sets. Oh, that's a good one. Um, yeah, let's start that. Let's start with that first
I
part
think
because
that's it.
that's a
I think
long one
that's
in
the first
itself.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I think 100% it does. A lot of people ask that question, like, where should I really push my certifications to? And we don't
Mhm,
have a really great cloud cert in our space. So I say get your Amazon certs or get your Azure certs
mhm,
because really those are the two giants that you're going to see probably rule all the cloud space for a very long time.
mhm.
And they have the worst interfaces on the planet. No offense, guys,
I do.
but
Oh my gosh.
it's like the
Ah.
worst interface. It's not intuitive at all.
No.
So trying to figure it out is very, very difficult. But you can sign up for, so Microsoft has, what is it? It's the Power Pack subscription.
Hmm.
It's $700 a year. So it's not crazy. You get access to everything that Microsoft offers and you get free Azure time as well. So you get 100 hours a month of free Azure time with that one cost.
Hmm.
So for us in digital forensics, that's a fantastic way for you to really get familiar, build your data sets up, practice because it's all practice makes perfect. Because man, you screw up a cloud instance, it's like screwed up. It's not like a light screwed up; it's a big time screwed up. I don't know if there's a scale
That's
for screwing up.
yeah.
There
That's
is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
red alert. Red alert.
Yeah.
So,
We work with AWS. That's just our flavor, like
mhm.
chocolate or vanilla ice cream. Which one do you like better? That's just the flavor that I've used and have been using. And man, what a pain in the butt! If you would,
Yeah,
and I've screwed things up on our own stuff. Thank goodness, not someone else's. That man, it's horrible. It's
it's
horrible if that
rough.
happens. So you gotta really know what you're doing, for sure.
And it can be very expensive if you keep it up and running and forget about it. Those mistakes happen to me. So it's great to kind of look into the other certs of it, but it definitely requires a different perspective and a different skill set because the big key for all cloud, and I know this doesn't always jive for people, is when you look at big cloud like AWS or Azure, you do the investigation in the cloud. You
Hmm.
don't pull it down because that's going to cost you a ton, first off,
Yeah, depending on how
crazy
much data
money.
you're looking at. Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of times you can't do it because of business continuity. You really can't take someone's entire cloud infrastructure down and be like, oh, I'm just going to do an investigation now. The courts are not going to be thrilled with that. You can't affect their business that way. And so you've got to do it live in the cloud as well. I think
Hmm.
that's a big shift in skill set that people are not used to because we get so used to like old school dead data.
Yeah.
And now we got to change.
Yeah, I can't.
So
I don't even know how many instances we have spun up.
yeah, you've got to
And
have a ton.
yeah, I do. We have so many.
We
It's
We are also cloud based, but we
easy,
actually have our AWS
20-ish.
talking to our Azure. We internally, I think we have 15 cloud instances just running different operational systems. I don't host anything on co-shared space or anything anymore. I moved it all into the cloud a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think it's just man, it just makes convenience when. I mean,
It
all
is
of us are
nice.
remote, right? And I know all of your employees are remote,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
it just makes it so much easier than hey, there's not some little you know computer rack in the back room, even though I do have one of those. But yeah, everyone has to log into now. It's just easier
But I don't have to worry
stashed
about
up there.
drive failure. I don't
Yeah,
have to worry about, oh, I've got to, I lost one drive in my RAID and now I'm screwed. None of that happens. And I think that's why so many people move to it.
yep.
So um, I like the second question,
Mm-hmm.
are these big cloud solution providers helping in the investigation? It's a very simple
Mm-hmm.
answer. That's a hard no. They're not helping. I'm not aware of.
Oh, I think I lost her here for a second. So I'll finish taking the question until hopefully she comes back. I'll slide back over here. Oh no, wait, is she back? Oh, she's back. All right,
I don't know
perfect.
what just happened. Hiccup.
See the cloud. They know
It
it
was
knows it
probably.
knows we're talking about it. It's like nope.
Nope. You're out. Off. Off.
It's
But
exactly
yeah,
what.
I don't know anyone where they're offering investigative help at
Yeah,
all.
I know. I know a couple of the guys over at the Microsoft law enforcement liaison over there. I met a
They
couple of them
might
a few
help with
years
Azure,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, I can say they offer assistance. I wouldn't say it's actually help, right? They can they
No,
can point you
no.
in the right direction and get you going, but I mean,
They
it's
don't they
it's
don't
all you.
produce a subpoena request or anything like that,
No,
no.
no, no, no.
They're like, "You figure out your buckets. What are
Yeah,
you talking about?"
yeah. And kind of what I like about the folks I do know over at Microsoft is all of them were cops at one time, and they did digital investigations or some type of investigation, and they've moved over to that end of things now to help law enforcement requests or just investigative
Yeah.
requests. So, you know, that hopefully that they will help protect you a little bit from screwing something completely up. But again, most of it's on you, like Amber said.
I think the other side of cloud that's kinda cool, though, is how smart it is. I know I'm talking about machines here, but I use like some of the Azure cognitive services, and I totally spaced what the AWS ones are. But I use some of those in doing investigations because they're fantastic
Mm,
and they're free. They're just part of the services they offer by having access to the cloud.
hmm
Many of you might watch our YouTube channel, which is the Paraben Forensics, and you can go on there. But if you've ever met Edwin, our avatar that we have for E3, he's an AWS AI, and he's fantastic. Obviously, I was a big fan of him as an avatar, but he comes out of the cloud. He comes out of one of the AWS services that they offer, and that's how we add him into our videos to try to make it super clear for a global audience. So there's so many great aspects in there. There's translation. I mean, I've looked at tons of different things. When my forensic tools maybe don't have it, I can find it in one of those cloud services.
Yeah, I just posted the link up to your site so people can go
Yeah, thanks.
take a listen to them out there.
I know you weren't a believer in Edwin in the beginning,
No,
but he
I
does do well.
well, here's the reason. My previous life I worked in radio and I was a voiceover
Yeah.
guy, right? Obviously, you can
Right.
tell
No.
I'm spoiled with this, and little if you could see like within arm's reach is a sound booth from me, and AI voices. That's like going to McDonald's, right? If you're a professional checkout person and you're checking out on a screen now, you're like, no, that's never going to happen. You will not get the same amount of service
I
as you would
feel
today.
Edwin is at least at a Whole Foods level, not at a McDonald's level. I feel he's Whole Foods. But the advantage is our language. We say the ams and the uhs and all of those things that are natural for humans. When you start using some of the AI, that all gets cleaned up. So for those of you who use the subtitling that happens in YouTube or who are speaking other languages than English as your primary, it's much easier for you to understand it. So I've been thrilled in that aspect because I've been able to accommodate for a larger audience
Mm-hmm.
by using an AI. So
So I'm trying to flip back through all of the chat, and make sure I'm not missing anything. It's coming in pretty quick, and I have it
there
set.
was there
I have
was a question about interns. So
yeah.
just so everyone knows, Paraben currently doesn't do any interns because we're still in the hey, this is a weird pandemic. It's not quite over for us. It's like an endemic. We're close. We're super
Or
close.
virtual
Um, yeah.
interns. There you go.
We have thought about virtual
Sorry.
interns, but I haven't figured out how to make it work
Yeah.
where they could do projects. Because I'm a big believer in like actually getting to do
Mm-hmm.
projects. I think the misnomer for a lot of interns out there is that they're going to work for a firm and they're going to do consulting services. And the thing is, you can't. Here's the thing, you can't do it because the company has a liability and they have to have a continuity that comes with doing any type of consulting. So it's not like they can have you do that type of work. If you did, you would just be doing it repetitive on top of someone else because they have to have that continuity of service that comes by having an internal staff. There's a
Mm-hmm.
liability. So it's actually a hard space to do internship. I think it's an easier space to look at for more like apprenticeships. I'm a
Right.
big advocate of that. I realize it's very old school. Um, but I remember my grandfather apprenticing before he came to the United States and just the knowledge that came in that process with the agreement he was going to get paid less for the year he apprenticed. And then after that, he got all of that knowledge that he learned in that time period from working with essentially a mentor, or in his case, it was a pastry chef. But it's just, I think that should come into our space a little bit more often. I think you need to actually have a year working with someone, not a semester, not 6 weeks, nothing like that. You need that year of time. I think we're a complex enough space.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's always good to have that time. And when I was actually actively practicing in a lab, we would have interns left and right all the time, just because they'd have to. I mean, what you learn in college is definitely not the real deal when you get out
It's
there,
not
and
the same.
it,
No.
it's concepts, and you learn a lot of good concepts in school. But getting out there and actually doing it, going on a crime scene and seeing where you have to dig some of this crap out from in people's houses that you have to go into, or
Oh my
in
goodness. Yeah.
an environment that's so complex, you look at it and go, "Holy crap!
Whew.
What am I going to get into here?" So it's nothing
I
beats
don't
that.
think anyone ever talks about how gross some people keep their computers. That when you're going in and you're like, oh, I need more gloves.
Oh
I
yeah,
need like a bodysuit.
yep,
It's just like, how is this machine still running with that much goop?
yep,
Like actual goop on it.
yep.
Yeah, I've had those days and I was like, I want to shower so bad. And we only do private consulting work and we still had those days. I'm like, didn't you know we were coming? You don't want to clean up?
Yep, it's funny. I remember this one box we had to take specifically. It was full of cockroaches, and just looking at it, you didn't know because it was nice and warm in there, right? With
Yeah.
everything running, and obviously we took the side off while the system was on and running. As soon as we opened it to look inside,
Oh,
it
oh,
was everywhere. I
oh,
screamed like a little girl. I
oh,
screamed. I
I
let
would
out
have
a chirp,
screamed. I would have been like,
and
I'm out.
I mean, it wasn't our first rodeo, so we carried like fog and all kinds of crap, just because in most of the houses, I was on SWAT for a while, and I did digital stuff,
Mm,
and man, it was just habit. You'd hose your legs off after you get out, and any funk that may have followed you out of the house.
that's smart.
Yeah, so we would use it then to spray inside of those machines as well. It was disgusting. These things they ran everywhere as soon as we opened that
That is,
that box
I
up.
thought it was bad when I found a
Yeah.
mouse in a case because, again, it's warm in there.
Right?
And, but I can deal with a mouse way more than I can cockroaches. That's just over the top.
It was gross. It was gross.
Oh,
It was
yuck,
like it was
yuck,
like
yuck,
something
yuck.
out of a horror movie. And as soon as you open that, they all just scattered because the light now hitting them. Yeah.
We
So I
now
want
win for like the grossest hubcast.
to.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, I got
oh,
some. I
oh,
got some pictures. I used to give talks on this stuff
oh,
regularly,
no.
and I got
Ooh, don't
pictures of
share.
crime scenes that you guys would not believe. It's
No,
like
thank you.
there's a computer in there somewhere, right? I used to one of the games where I pick my students, they'd be seeing it on the screen, and they'd be like, like, hey, pick the pieces of evidence out, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they couldn't even see it because of all the disgust that was in there.
People are not tidy as a
No,
general rule of thumb.
no, no,
I
not at
just
all.
finished doing a seizure for a case, and the theme of the seizure is why is it sticky? Because we just did not understand it.
Yeah,
It's stuff that should not be sticky was sticky, and I'm like, breathe through it, breathe through it.
yeah, yeah. That's gross.
Yeah,
So
no,
gross.
no, it's so nasty.
Yeah. So
So wear gloves, everyone. I
yes,
think you should get Cyber Social Hub gloves. You should
multiple
just
gloves,
yes,
multiple gloves. That
yeah.
way you can change out. The rule of thumb was we always did two. That way, if you had to peel the outer layer off
That's a really good
going
rule of
into a
thumb. I
new
need to start
area,
doing that.
then you at least have
Oh, I
that.
can't work ICAC. I can't mentally put
So
myself there. I
no,
admire those that do it.
no,
I can't do it. It's
yep,
really hard.
horrific,
Oh
horrific.
yeah.
I'm,
Jacob's very true.
I'm
Don't sit in their seat.
yeah,
Oh,
no.
it's definitely sticky.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
don't do that. It's gross.
Nope. Nope.
Sam talks about how much more that dense the data is, in like things like Google
Mm,
Takeout, things like
it
that,
is.
and information on hard drives. Which I agree. If you've never done your own Google Takeout, I highly recommend doing it.
100%
Mm.
do it. Or do your compliance archives. I actually just posted videos this last month with compliance archives that come from social media. It's fascinating to see how much stuff you get in there. So we process those in E3, and I think we do Facebook Cloud for in the free version too. So sign up for a trial, and then after the trial, if you don't buy, of course you want to do that because hello. But the other side, if you stay in the free version, you can still do cloud collection and look at some of the other storage containers. It's very interesting. Always
Hmm.
do your own data first.
Yeah, practice.
Oh,
Go.
thanks.
Yeah, I mean, Crimea, there's you can get free instances or at least like free
100%.
tiers in AWS. I know for sure. I don't
hmm
know about Google or Azure with that, but I'm guessing they have similar.
They have like Azure has like a small temporary version that you can do, but not huge.
Yeah, and Sam has something else here. I don't know. These questions keep getting longer. I have to keep scooting them up a little
I
bit. There we
know.
go.
I'm like,
So a cloud
um,
investigation would be one, gain access to the credentials. Yep, you'd probably
no, one is gain consent.
yeah.
Two is gain access
There
to
you go.
credentials.
There
Yeah.
you go. If you can get consent, it's always better, but make sure it's a signed consent or at least a
Yeah.
recorded consent.
As,
Not that I've
as,
learned that in my investigation history,
yes,
but yeah,
yes, of
do it.
course. And then you do not copy it to cloud storage. Technically, you just need credentials. You don't have to go cloud to cloud. You can go cloud to local storage if it's small credentials. So, Google, social media, all of those, app storage,
Hmm.
all of that small level storage. The only time you actually keep it all in the cloud is like if I was investigating the Cyber Social Hub and I had to look at your buckets because you're in AWS.
Hmm.
I
There's a
would
lot of
do that
buckets.
in AWS. I would not pull it down because that would be nuts.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty big bucket because we're everything's
Yeah.
CDN and it goes to S3 first and then CloudFront and then distributed out. So it's
It's a complex
everywhere. Hmm.
architecture. I don't want to take it out of that architecture, and I think that's an important part of cloud that people have to think of.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
So,
in every situation is going to be different too, right? I mean,
mhm.
like ours is very, I mean, not really unique. I mean, it's pretty much hosting stuff. But when you get to, business platforms like Criminy, any CRM for that matter, that's all cloud based, right?
Yeah,
Because we were talking CRMs earlier. So
sure.
if you have to investigate a CRM based off of business practices, maybe you're going to want to definitely look at that and see
Yeah.
because they store all kinds of stuff, right? Like communications,
Yeah,
you name it.
you're going to get copies of emails in there that are
Yeah.
independent from what might be on the mail server because
Hmm.
we're talking email. All of this just it's those different layers. I think that's part of what makes the industry so fascinating is that we are all of those different layers and there's always an area you can focus on that is either an area you can specialize in or it's one that you can kind of dabble in just to get that experience with it, which
Hmm.
I think is always good as well. I've never been bored. We're obviously both ADD. I think we noticed.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe a little
but
bit.
I think that's an important aspect because this is a field that keeps that exciting in it. Is I'm not sitting down and doing, I have never done two cases the same ever.
No, no.
I have a
And
similar procedure, but I never actually do the exact same thing with every case.
yeah, even back in the day when I started, it was a lot of CP cases, or now they call them CSAM. Is that the term they use now? Yeah, I think that's
No,
the thing they use now for the
child
child stuff. Yeah,
exploitation classes,
yeah.
the cases.
I can't keep up on the terminology. They change it.
I,
It was just CP. It was abbreviation that we used back in the day. But even those types of cases were always different. It's because of what you were looking
yeah,
for, the source. I mean, a million different ways. Um, and I see that even being like massively different, especially with cloud to cloud type of investigation.
very much so, because the data varies at a higher degree than what you get with just individuals. You can have so much larger spread, and technically, you have infinite level of storage at the end of the day.
Hmm.
It's just what you're going to pay for. So before, because we have to chat about something else, just because um, we have we have that other topic I wanted to discuss. But
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
last thing, really quick on cloud, those of you who are investigating it, the trick is, and I know this is very elementary, and you might think it's dumb, but the way that you know what people have in the cloud is you actually get into their admin console and you see what they're paying for. So everything Kevin does in the cloud, he's paid for.
Oh boy.
You you don't get anything for free in
No,
the cloud. And
no.
so if you log in and you see what are they paying for, that's really going to give you the kind of the checklist of how you're going to investigate it, at least when it comes to AWS and Azure specifically. Get into the management consoles, get their billing statement, and be like, oh, he has 15 buckets. He has, this many blobs in this one, because there are different names, different services. But that's really going to give you what your architecture is. How many virtual machines do you have? How much of it is storage? What's your total storage? You can't do anything for free. So
Right.
it's always my first thing I mention when I talk cloud is like, know what they pay for, because that's where you start your investigation.
Yep. You'll know what I
So,
have. Just look at my financials, and then you'll know where to search. That's all that's got to happen right there.
yeah, pretty much. It's like it all comes down to money, people.
Yep. This is a good question. I know we've got to switch topics here a little bit, and we may
Yeah.
go a little bit over today. It's just the way it's going to happen.
Okay. I was like, I didn't want to miss it.
No, I'm fine to going over if you are.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
usually
I'm fine.
set that hour window just as a nice window. They can be shorter, longer, whatever. It's really where people want to talk about and how much people want to work on a Friday or not work. So that's really what it comes down
True.
to. So I have a strong opinion about this myself with AI helping
Mm.
forensics. What are your thoughts on it?
So I don't believe that there is a replacement for the person in the chair.
Mm-mm,
And I
I
feel like
agree.
a lot of people are moving to AI being that replacement. And I think it's a mistake. There's too much nuance in
Mm,
understanding people that AI isn't there yet.
right.
That's my opinion. We should have someone on. We should have Chet on because he's very pro AI.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, he admits because I had this discussion with Chet Hosmer. For those of you who don't know, um, you know, all you have to do really to find out really the power of AI is ask Alexa something, and she's yeah, that's it. And you can gauge it from there. All right, and everyone's probably
yeah,
like, oh, exactly like Amber and I did, laughing, or she answers some bizarre thing that you didn't even ask, and there's still a lot of error there. Um, and will it help or assist? I'm all for the
absolutely.
assist. Like, hey, go find me images where a guy's wearing a red Star Wars Squadron shirt. Go find it. And
Absolutely. I
those
think that
types
has a
of things, if
purpose.
that's what you mean, then yes, perfect.
But as
It's
far as AI replacing you, I'm going to go for a hard no. I don't think anyone's going to be able to replace us as
right,
people
right.
in thinking through I don't believe an investigator mindset is trained. I think you're born with it. I know that sounds probably a little
Yeah.
weird, but I have 3 kids. None of them, actually, the last one is curious enough that he has that investigative mindset. So he'll put something together. He'll be able to go through that steps and process. But the other two, they just don't have that natural aspect of an investigator. They say, "Oh, well, I hit this barrier. Let me look over here. Or what
Hmm.
about this? Or if they have access to this, then wouldn't that produce that?" That is something that I don't think an AI can simulate, and I don't think it can replace any of us. Should make
Yeah.
you all feel good.
Yeah. Not yet
That's like
anyway.
my little warm fuzzy here that we have for it. So, you know,
All you have to do is didn't a company put and I want to say I don't want to say names in case I'm wrong. A big company with a Windows logo put an AI online a few years ago on Twitter, and I think it was within an
I
hour
think
or
so.
two,
Yeah,
it became a racist, a bigot. I mean, every bad
that's
thing,
pretty easy to
every.
do off of Twitter
I
feeds.
mean,
Let's
come
be
on.
serious.
Number one, don't tell the Twitterverse you're putting an AI out and it's going to learn, right? I
Could
mean,
you imagine if it was on Reddit?
people
Oh,
naturally are just going to mess with the thing, right? And yeah, I think they ended up having to take it off. I think it was them. I don't know 100%.
I think it was them or someone adjacent to them. How
Yeah,
about that? We'll just do that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. But man, I remember watching this thing go because of course I had to go on and see. I was curious, and I
Of course you
I
were.
didn't talk to it at all because by the time I got to it, it was already calling people all kinds of names. It was horrible, and they got it offline finally. So it was
Mm,
great. But like Sam says here, they can't handle new
no.
things, right? They have to be what they're trained on, right? I mean,
That's the difference between the AI and humans. We can
yeah,
handle new things.
yeah,
Throw a curveball at us, we adjust.
right,
We want to survive, so people will always adjust.
Yeah, or we know we have to go out and learn a specific thing, right?
Mhm.
When it curves, and AI just can't do that as of
Yeah.
yet. I'm not saying it'll never be there, but I mean, all you have to do is look around at some of these great minds and great thinkers, and they all say that AI is a bad idea to give it control, and it just they all say it, bad idea. So
So did
I,
you see? Oh, I forgot what I think it's called. The Line. It's this new city they're building in Saudi Arabia, I believe. And instead of going wide, it's actually going vertical. So it's
hmm,
going like miles into the air. It's very thin, and
hmm,
everything you do in the city is within walking distance of your pod. It actually was called pods, and
really,
so it has a very low carbon footprint. But the part that
hmm,
got me is I was watching this whole animation about it, telling me about it, is that the entire city is run by AI. And I was like, oh, but then everyone's going to die. That's what's going
yeah,
to happen. The AI is going to find the human to be ineffective
that's right,
and inefficient, and it's just going to kill them all.
that's right.
I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. It's an interesting concept, though, because again, I go back and I cycle to sci fi often, but
Mm,
it's kind of seeing that sci fi aspect of it being built in the middle of the desert that I'm like, huh, look at you guys thinking through that.
yep,
So I think it's called The Line and it's built in Saudi Arabia. You guys can look it up
huh?
and
I have
find
to go
the
check it out.
TikTok or YouTube or whatever on it. But it was interesting, and they're building three of them, and it's in their 2030 production projections. So we will
Really?
all easily be around for seeing them launch.
Hmm.
hmm
That's
I don't
it's
like
a
it when
little
they start
unnerving.
talking like 20, 75. I'm like, I'm gonna be dead. That's not gonna work for me.
Yeah,
Get on.
and yeah, to me, AI is just an if this then that thing
Yeah, a
right
little
now.
bit.
When you, I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Granted, I'm not one of the smart folks that actually designed it or program it or but and I've seen talks. I think at your conference a couple years
Yeah.
back,
Actually, we have
someone
it
from
this
Microsoft
year
was
too.
there.
Yeah, we had Joel come in from Microsoft,
Hmm.
but if I remember correctly, speaking of Chet earlier, he is doing a lecture on applying machine learning to challenges in digital forensics and problems. Now, machine learning is different than artificial intelligence.
Hmm.
Okay, I think he'll probably open with that as a statement. But that's kind of seeing that other side of the project. He's a professor at the University of Arizona, which has a very large virtual cyber city.
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot what it was called. Cyberopolis. That's what it is. They picked a cool name.
I'm glad you
It was
said
in
that
my
because there's no way in the heck I'd be able to pronounce that.
so they made kind of this whole virtual city to see how different cyber problems relate to one another. But Chet's speaking on that very topic, and then he's also doing a class with Mike talking
Hmm.
about social media because sadly, I don't believe social media is ever going to go anywhere. Oh,
Nope,
I really,
nope. I don't think so either.
mm.
One, yeah, part of my company's bank on that. Really is.
I understand that, and I get that aspect of it, but I also have, as a natural introvert, I have a hard time with seeing so many people put so many pieces of information in social media that I'm like, why did you put that out there?
Yep, I do not. Yeah, I mean, I used to like long ago. Anymore, if you follow me on social media on my personal account, which it's
Yeah,
open, I tend not to hide that stuff. It's a lot of Star Wars memes.
yeah.
That's it, and really good
I
looking food dishes that I want my wife to. That's my subliminal messages to her. It's
that's
like
your messaging back over to
if
her.
you see my social, make this.
Nice. I post food pictures and dog pictures. I very rarely post anything else out there. And it's for that aspect. It's
Hmm.
like I had a moment doing my last investigation. The person had almost 2,000 selfies.
What? Wait,
Like
what?
that was a lot of selfies.
Duck
Like
face type ones, or you
yeah,
know?
like
Yeah,
yeah, that kind of
I
like
don't know how to do
selfies.
that.
Yeah,
So
I'm not good at this.
I won't do it because someone will screenshot it and hold it against me.
Oh,
Not
nobody
happening.
do that. Uh, but I realized I don't have a single selfie on my phone. I don't think I've taken maybe 2 selfies in my life.
Really?
It's just yeah, it's just not something I do. So,
Hmm.
mm,
Biohackers
then
on Netflix. I did see
I
that,
have
by the
to
way.
I have to see that. I haven't watched that one yet.
I've
I've
seen
been
some of
watching
it.
The Old Man. I
Yep.
love The Old Man, that movie, or it's on Hulu. Oh, it's fantastic.
Was Biohackers? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did it have an episode where like this company had some of the employees put the you know how you get
Oh, the
cards at
chip.
companies to get in
Hmm.
in their like between their index finger and thumb.
Yeah,
If that's the same one, I got to remember. We're like 15 seconds in the future, so it takes people a little longer to answer. If I think that was the same one, I
it might
think.
have been that
Yeah.
same company actually told the employees they could either add the chip or they could leave.
Really? I thought they gave them an
Hmm.
option. Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-mm. No, they said this is because it was going to bring down their overhead. Um, so their insurance reduced, their healthcare reduced, all of that stuff because of the agreement to the data sharing. It was a very interesting kind of use case. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I'd want to work there."
Hmm.
I mean, I love the loyalty of my staff. You are all fantastic because some of them are in the Hubcast
I
here.
think Kevin's hiding
But
around.
yeah, but I never once expected anyone to get a chip. I did have a staff member once that tattooed the company logo to themselves, and unfortunately, I had to let them go. So that was like awkward. Like, what you gonna do? And
Right?
I'm like, oh, not
Yeah.
good.
It is the same
Yeah.
one. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did see that. That's a pretty good show. You got to watch it. I
Okay, I
was.
might have to watch that this weekend.
So I was going to ask Megan what her thoughts were of that, but
Yeah,
I guess, I
she
guess
quit.
I guess
She's
she's
like, I'm
answered that
out.
one already. So that's off the drawing board. Hold on, I got to mark that off
No,
paper now. All right.
I'm out.
Hey, I want to talk more about what you have coming up with PFIC. I tried to do a
Yeah,
segue, then our ADD kicked
and
in, and it was a pretty
and
smooth segue too.
it
Um,
was, and it brought up Chet.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, no, because you guys are a sponsor. The Cyber
yeah.
Social Hub is a
hmm
sponsor at PFIC.
We will
You
be
guys
there
are
broadcasting.
broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
You're helping and doing our social networking events, which
Mm-hmm.
is Name That Cover, because we're in Nashville in September 6th through 9th, which is known as Music City. So we had to have a music thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're doing trivia the next night. Hello, very excited because, as you know, I'm still bitter over you beating me in the last
In
upcast.
all fairness, I did cheat on one,
You
just one,
did, and I think
because I
that's how
saw
much
it.
you won by
It was on
too.
the
It's just
screen.
not okay.
The software
Yeah.
kind of has to show me.
So, but I think those are two great networking events. We
Mm-hmm.
have 2 hour training sessions going on the first day and the last day that are anything from malware to cryptocurrency to data exploitation to social media OSINT.
Mm-hmm.
We've got it kind of all put into there. If you had like the ultimate layers, we have all the layers. Like that's the thing I pride myself the most on for PFIC is I try to pick topics that I'm like, I would totally go to that. That would be interesting.
Heck yeah.
You know, that's what I want to hear about. Or I don't know how to make an interesting, engaging tabletop discussion for executives. I would like to learn how to do that because that's how my lab is going to get money and funding. Or, when was the last time I had a good sock puppet? I have lots of those because I have lots of identities online. But what happens if I miss something and now people know my sock puppet's not a real person? You know, we've got a huge just range, I think is one of the best things is
Mm-hmm.
that you don't miss something.
Right, for sure. I'm sitting here trying to mess with this. I'm gonna publish this out. Hopefully your audio will stay on. If not, I will unmute you here. So let
Oh,
me switch
okay.
over to here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're still
Nice.
here. There you are. So let me go
Sweet.
here. I'm on the agenda of it. And some of these things, that's why I wanted to bring this up to talk about some of these things. You have such a wide array of folks speaking.
Yeah. No, they're people that I admire as speakers, that they're just talented.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone from Shaver
Mm-hmm.
to who had actually the Cult of Dave for a while. Like people love following him. He knows more about Windows systems and registry than most people I know. To John Wilson, who
Oh
he
yeah.
promised to
Haystack.
bring his legendary Pac-Man jacket because it's fantastic
That's right.
things.
Absolutely.
He
There's
also
the
lives in Tennessee, so that's kind of cool.
yeah, that makes it nice. I saw the
Yeah,
thing. You have a talk too here.
I am. I'm doing different artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we've been doing a bunch of research, and I want to share some of that research and what we've been doing at Paraben, and announce some of the cool new things we're doing that I'm not going to talk about here because they have to come to the conference.
Oh, right,
So
right. Makes
to
sense. Yeah.
building, Yeah, building good consulting approaches. So if you're building up your own agency or thing, you get the history. Rob actually just put out
Oh
his own
yeah.
book this year. So I'm hoping he maybe wants to bring some books and give them away, things like that.
Oh yeah. Hopefully he does. Yeah, he's been on the Hubcast before. I think
Yeah,
you did an introduction of us, so that'd be awesome. You got James too. I haven't seen James
I
since I think
I haven't seen him in forever. We both
your
competed
last
against
show.
each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, and as
one of your
like the
shows.
top speakers
Mm-hmm.
at one of the conferences. And so we would have SmackDown, but he is one of probably the best speakers out there and so knowledgeable.
Yeah,
So very excited to have him come.
and a whiskey connoisseur, bourbon-ish guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
is he? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We went
Ooh.
to when we were in that place where you had your conference before in Park City.
Oh, Park City.
Yeah,
Hmm.
well, we went to one of the distilleries there, and
Well, there's only one. So you
yeah,
went to High West.
yeah, and he was teaching me all about it. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
awesome.
well, there is no shortage of some lovely liqueurs here in Tennessee. So all good. We have networks, we have ransomware attacks, GPS from the car dashboard, which is always one you should be
Oh,
interested
nice.
in.
Mm-hmm.
I just rented a car last week and I had someone's iPhone data all shoved in that car. I'm like, ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, way to entertain me while I'm driving. All
Mm-hmm.
good. Thank you so much. So,
Man, there's all
and
kinds
then
of
I
stuff.
sing, yeah, breakfast and lunch on the conference days, the two big conference days. Keytron, so he is so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He does not use a single PowerPoint slide. So
Really?
everything he's going to do is live.
Wow, that's great. And that's at
And then
8 a.m. Yeah,
it's
okay.
fantastic. If you could be an artist and be a nerd, he would be that person.
That's awesome. Now
So,
if you can't make it to Nashville, you're broadcasting this as well at virtual and
yes.
live, right? So
We are doing it virtually as well. And it's overall, I don't know if so you can always say beep beep, but I did it wrong. But like if you come live, it's $5.99. If you do virtual, it's only 99. So it's one of
that
those that
makes it
it's
up.
very budget friendly.
Oh, heck yeah.
Our conference has never been about like, oh, let's just like rake you over the coals to get here. We want to make sure you can come for learning because I think that's what people miss
Mm-hmm.
is just getting a chance to learn from people who do different things. I've got the double Cynthias. Look at that.
I
Cynthia
see that.
squared.
I see that.
I always think that's cool. I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
Got them both.
Uh,
Got
yeah, because
Shadow
I'm
Dragon. I see you have
Shadow
Muriel as
Dragon is
well. Where was
awesome.
she at? I saw her up here somewhere.
She's up there. She's with the sock
Yeah,
puppets.
that's right. Yeah, it
Hmm.
was. You got quite the lineup here. This is going to be a really good show. I'm looking for. And what I
And we
like.
even
Go ahead.
we have our student one. So this is my thing for all you students out there. You should always submit to conferences because if you don't, you're never going to get an opportunity to share your research. And we have our student session done with our instructor where they're talking about electric charging vehicles and the data associated with the different charging stations. What a fantastically interesting topic. It's very exciting.
Yeah. And then it looks like you have what day is this here? You got some
It's
2-hour
the
training
last day.
blocks. Yeah.
Hmm. 2 hour training blocks on the last day that go from 8 in the morning till noon. And on the first day, they start at noon. It allows you to travel in and optimize your travel into Nashville. So I think it's optimal. That and it's small. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's I don't I
No,
don't know if people actually think that's a positive. I think it's a positive. We
that's my
limit how
favorite
many people
thing.
can come.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it's not like, can you squeeze into this session? Is it going to be standing
No.
room only? Is it, you don't have to worry about that because you cap yours out and
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
do.
And it's a straight line of sessions, right?
Yep.
It's not like, hey, man, which one am I going to miss, right? Am I going to miss this one? Or yours is
Nope.
just straight through. And those are the sessions.
I
And
do less than 200 people, and the goal
it's freaking
is that
awesome.
you can actually go and meet Kevin DeLong, and he's going to remember you the
Mm,
next day because he didn't meet a
maybe.
gazillion other people. You really
Maybe.
should try. Or the same, you can come and talk to me, or you can come and talk to whoever, but introduce yourself to the speakers and actually go, I loved your point about this topic, or hey, I saw you on a hubcast and we were talking about cloud. It's to start the conversation because that's what networking was actually about before it became just a whole bunch of thumbs ups and hearts, all the other stuff it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm old school.
Yep. And
Yep.
speaking of thumbs up, I posted real quick. I posted the link to the agenda, and I've posted it a couple times to the chat. And that should be clickable. If somebody can verify
cool.
that for me in YouTube, because not everybody can post links in YouTube. But this software I'm using here, it's called Ecamm, is awesome. It's Mac only, but it's awesome, and it allows you to post clickable links here. So hopefully that is, and also like every session, I see it's at 3:00, so I want to be cognizant of everyone's time, but we're probably going to hang out a little bit more. And before you go though, make sure you give us a thumbs up if you liked it. If you thought we're crap,
Absolutely.
don't leave anything.
Yeah, don't put a thumbs
Don't
down.
leave
That's so
anything.
rude.
No, don't leave thumbs down, because I can only see thumbs up here in my little in my thing. Hey, DFI Divas here. Look at that.
Oh, hey.
Thank you for testing that link for me. I really appreciate that. Hey, great. Thumbs up works too. Cause yeah, just leave one of those. It just says that, hey, it helps us get found on YouTube a little bit more. And that way we know, hey, this is the kind of content people like. And also you can subscribe to the channel. So that way, when we do go live, you'll get notified, and there's a little bell. That's the little bell part. If you click the bell, you'll get notified when we do go live. I think we did push this out on the mobile app too, as well, just before as it went live. It should have if things went well. And I didn't screw it up, because I did that when if
There was
Megan
not a
does it,
technology hiccup.
yeah, if Megan does it, it's pretty much guaranteed it's gonna work fine. If I do it, it's like, it might work, it might not. Okay, so with that, I want to talk a little bit more about the conference. And
I was going to say, I will give you a link to post in the hub for hub members to give them a coupon, a discount.
Excellent.
I love a coupon.
Coupons.
I don't know. I grew up in a coupon world. So I will totally do that.
Sorry,
good.
Typing and talking are not my
It's very hard to do.
skill set. There we go. Okay. I'm going to make sure I say thank you to people that actually, you guys come and hang out and you spend some time with us. We really appreciate it. Because I don't like to work on Fridays if I don't have to. I don't know that anybody likes to work on Fridays. That's why we do these on Fridays, because it's fun. It's kind of after the week. It's like,
when you have brain burnout and it's like 2
PM
and you're like, oh man,
Yep.
it's a rough one.
Yep. So we get to go on there and just talk to great people like yourself and have fun. Really just, and I can't believe how fast an hour goes too. It
does go quick.
Really quick. Megan's like, long live the 4-day work week. Be like,
nice.
Like firemen.
I don't think, yeah, that would be nice. It's funny though, because once you own your own company, you're working 12-hour shifts anyway, but it's never a 4-day work week. No, it's like a 7-day.
Holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. My wife just gives me side eye when she sees me pick up my phone and check an email or something. I'm like, what? Got to.
Yeah, that's the one commitment I made to myself, is I actually do not do my email on my phone.
Really? Oh gosh,
yeah.
I wish.
I said that I had to have some time that I was not doing email, because I think I do email more than anything else.
Yeah, I think yeah. Well, we have a nice mix of communication tools that we use.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes along with more crap in the cloud that you have to deal with. So yeah. Anyway, hang on. Did we miss anything about the conference? So you talked about.
I was going to say we got the
discount.
The
I prefer the word
networking thing.
coupon myself.
Everyone likes their own words. I did not mention. So we have a fantastic hotel rate in Nashville. People come in person because it's at a Marriott, so you get Marriott points too. We love that.
Look at that.
So, but yeah, it's only $159 a night, and for Nashville, that's remarkable because it is a hot city right now. Well, literally and figuratively.
Nashville's fun. I've been down there.
It is.
I don't know how many times my wife and I had gone down, and it's just a lot of fun. If you like country music, even if you don't like country music, it's still fun to go down.
I don't like country music, but I like Nashville. You love country music? Look at you.
Absolutely.
You're like a closet country music person.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I just wanted to hit your, you got some sponsors here too. I wanted to make sure everybody was shown that. So there's going to be some great talks, great people to speak with at the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I am looking forward to it because it's a no pressure event. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's going to come really fast too, right? I mean,
it is. On Monday, I actually wrote it down. We have 36 days before the conference starts on Monday. So people better sign up.
Yeah. I mean, you think, I look at the calendar and it's like July 29th, the day of this broadcast. And I'm just like, holy where did June and July both go?
It just
August
was
is
like,
a couple days, and then September. If you don't start booking hotels and making travel plans, and then man, you're in trouble. So this is if you're
yeah,
you gotta step it up
it's
here.
time to get on it. Yeah, because there are still some discounts that are happening with like Southwest. It's a hub.
Hmm.
Nashville is a hub for Southwest. United and Delta all fly in there. American does too, because they just put in a mile-long runway so they can take bigger planes. But it's
Oh,
kind of that
nice.
nice Midwest where it's very drivable. I
Yeah,
love living in Tennessee, man. I'm like 8 hours from almost everything.
that's right.
I can, it's a nice change. I don't know if people realize that Paraben is now headquartered in Tennessee. That was why we did the shift.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah,
So
I didn't know if you wanted people to know, so I was staying quiet about it. But
it's not a secret. It is on our mailing address. But
all right.
um,
I
yeah,
like
no.
Tennessee, and it's great seeing. We drove through some caves and stuff on our way down. We stopped
There's a ton of caves.
and went through this. It was an old bootleg place. Man, it was just awesome. So yeah, it's a great state.
There's actually a concert venue right by where we're based, and the concerts are done in a cave. It's called the Caverns.
Hmm.
So they have bluegrass and country. Oddly, Weird Al Yankovic did a concert there, but it's all inside a cave. So you actually like are standing there, and it's got like perfect acoustics done by Mother Nature. So I think it's kind of neat.
That's pretty
So
awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I'll send you the one that Nicole and I went through on our way down one time. It was pretty cool. You had to get on this boat and you go under this thing, and it's really
Oh,
claustrophobic because it's a flat bottom boat, and you have to duck way down. Because the boat, I mean, it's the boat's like a foot or two above the water, and you have to get down even with that to get into
oh,
the
that's
cave
interesting.
on it. And my wife's claustrophobic, man. She hated
Oh,
every second of getting through that little part of it. But once you're inside, it's awesome because they have it lit up, and some of the gangsters hid down there, and they were
oh,
talking
that's pretty
about it.
cool.
It's a great state. I love
I always think it's interesting that Jack Daniels is in. It's produced in a dry county.
it. Really?
Yeah, it's a couple exits away from me, and it's a dry county.
No kidding.
I'm like, not even. I know. Okay, it's a weird word for people, but a moist county is when they do wine and they do beer. That's actually legally what it's called. It's not even that.
Hmm.
Nope. It's just a dry county, and they produce Jack Daniels there.
No
They
kidding.
do a ton of distilleries. They're all up and down 24, relatively close to Nashville, actually. Good
Hmm.
road trip to other ones.
There you go.
Hmm.
That's on my wife and I's bucket list is to just hit distilleries. That's all we want to do. I've seen on
Make it be
Twitter and
fun.
stuff. A lot of people have done that lately, and I'm so jealous.
We'll have to have you visit, and
Heck
there
yeah.
on your road trip down, you hit like five.
Heck
There's
yeah.
a ton. Hmm.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Even Sam says something. Blanton's. Is that one? Is that a
I don't know
distillery?
that one.
I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know. Sammy used a word we do not know.
Yep, that's the second word. I think he has a
Sam just
thesaurus
got you
near
on the
him
other one.
or
I knew the other
something.
one.
What was the other one? I can't remember what he said now. It was uh it was something to do with the profit. I remember because that's a business owner. That's all I remember.
Profiteroles.
That's what it
It was
was.
not a profit. It was profiteroles.
Profit rolls. I'm like,
The
yes,
profit
that's what it
rolls.
was.
No, no, those are the ones they make in Utah. So no, no.
Yep, that's what it was. Profit rolls. Awesome
See,
stuff.
I immediately went to Utah. You think cash, it's like a profit and loss roll. Maybe we should start inventing stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you know. Well, Amber, I don't want to keep you
Absolutely.
too long. Thank you
All
very
good.
much. I see it's 10 after, and actually, people have hung out for a little bit to
Yeah,
talk to
it's
us. I
nice.
appreciate that, guys.
How did they
Uh,
not
I
ask a single sci-fi question? We are so full of
I don't
information.
I don't know. There was a ton. I guess we didn't officially open for sci-fi. Hang on, I got to do a real quick search here because
Mm.
I forgot to do this. People normally ask. I tell them to ask questions in a certain format, and nobody did. Okay, good. I think we caught them all anyway. As I'm flipping through the chat really fast to make sure I didn't miss any. There's a lot of chat in here too. That
There is. No, that's good.
is big. Yeah.
Well, here we have our ending question. I will ask you
Oh,
one, and then you can. So, what is your favorite thing you've been watching and streaming lately?
oh holy moly! So obviously, there's no comparison to the most recent Obi-Wan. I've been waiting
That's
that
good.
forever. So there's nothing that's even going to come close to that. But you know, if you like weird and twisted stuff, The Boys was really interesting.
It
It
was,
was-
it was
if you're
definitely.
if you're
I
easily
like
offended,
Jensen Ackles
don't watch
from
it.
Supernatural, so I wanted to watch it just for him to
Yeah,
just be an. He was a total asshole. That was his role, and he was fantastic
yeah,
at it. But good gravy, is The Boys gory? It was like there were a couple moments I'm like, I almost
yeah,
lost the stomach there. I'm
yeah.
like, that one was rough.
I can't. I don't
Yeah,
even want to talk about some stuff because I'm afraid YouTube will kick us off.
he'd like kill you off.
But yeah, it's some of
Um,
the stuff that's on there is just insane. Now have you met Carl Urban? You did meet Carl
yes,
Urban,
I
didn't
have
you?
met
I thought so.
Carl Urban. Yeah, he is very tall. I have to say that.
That's my
He's very
favorite
nice
character
though. Yeah, he
in The
was very
Boys.
nice.
Yeah,
It was nice that he got close to his actual accent. Obviously, he was being more British than he was
yeah.
Australian. But he was super nice. I met him on a Star Trek cruise. And so my son's name is McCoy. So he
That's right.
wrote to the real McCoy from McCoy, Carl Urban. And that's what he wrote out on his like photo to him. And he's like, that's actually a really cool first name. I'm like, thank you. But it was
now,
neat.
now you told me he's not even actually a real big sci-fi fan
He's not a
guy,
sci-fi fan at all.
and that's all
He
he
actually admitted to
plays
that,
in.
and he didn't get killed. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
that's
He did.
surprising.
So he dated Starbuck, the new Starbuck. I totally
Oh,
just spaced her name too.
Megan will
Um,
know.
Dude,
Wait the 15 seconds. She's typing it now, probably.
uh, crap. Oh, I cannot
Yeah, the
remember.
blonde
But
lady. I
yeah,
can't
they
remember
were.
her name.
He
I
was.
follow her on
She
Twitter.
was currently doing Longmire.
Oh,
Back in the day as well.
mm-hmm.
And so we had a whole conversation about that. And I was like, oh, hey, so do you like Katie? Katie, Katie Sacco? I'm close.
I don't know. No, it's a
I was,
character in Battlestar Galactica. Megan.
yeah.
Nope.
No, it's the one who plays Starbuck.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. But they were dating at the time.
Oh, she
And I
plays
was like,
in. She plays in.
Katie
Yes,
Sackhoff. Yeah.
I should have said her character in Star Wars, and she'd have known who it was right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
because she
did
plays
kind of jump.
Bo-Katan there during
Hmm.
Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah. She was better as Starbuck. I'm going to be honest.
Really? I don't know. I want to see more of her in Star Wars to see how
She's
she
a great
pulls that
actress. I like
character.
her.
Yeah, I want to see how she pulls that character off. So she's been
So,
tweeting about it lately, so I'm excited to see it.
oh, nice. Nice. But no, I've been watching The Old Man on Hulu, and it's fantastic.
The
It's Jeff
old man.
Bridges. Yeah. Wow. Mind blow.
See, I'm writing this down because I don't know. I'll forget it, and I'll say, "What
It's
was the name
definitely
of that?"
adult.
Oh,
Okay.
is it?
Want to
Yeah.
caveat it is
Most stuff
adult.
is.
Yeah. And nowadays,
I
almost
just
everything is.
ban all the streaming television from my kids, man, because
That's probably a good rule of thumb. But yeah, so great. It's I saw it on a recommendation. I also watched The Bear, which I liked cooking, and I
mm-hmm.
worked in a couple of restaurants, so it was very good as well. But The Old Man is fantastic. It's
Hmm.
got Lithgow in it as well. So
Oh,
Jeff
okay,
Bridges
right.
and John Lithgow,
Oh, wow.
and wow, just a wow.
Hmm. That's
So
pretty good. See, I'm gonna write some of these down here because I've also watched. I watched part of Open Range. I don't know if you saw that at
I
all.
liked Open Range.
Yeah, and
I
then
love a good Western and
I
sci-fi.
know it was pretty good.
I
Um,
really liked it.
and what was the other thing? Night Sky, was that the other thing I watched? Sissy
I,
Spacek, and I can't remember the other
oh, I
person.
didn't watch that one yet.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, I mean,
I think that one's on Apple TV.
no, it's on Amazon
Is it
Prime.
Amazon?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay, good.
is on Prime, and I just started watching. They have a series, Resident Evil, on
Okay,
Prime, which I played the video games growing up. And I'm
I
like, come
know. My
on,
son plays the video games. We tried one episode of it, and we both looked at each other. And I told him he had to suffer through the episode because it was just so bad.
yeah,
And I was like, "You picked it. We're watching it."
yeah.
So,
So I've
yeah.
been watching it. Fast Zombies. I don't like those kind of shows. Like Will Smith had one with Fast
Yeah, I don't
Zombies,
like
and
them
then
with the fast zombies. No,
well,
I like them
because
when
I
they
know I'd die
meander.
really quick because I don't run. I'm not a runner. I would die in that apocalypse. So I prefer
Nope,
the
I'm
Walking
with you
Dead
too.
zombies. I think I would be a survivor there.
I
Um,
feel like I would be a survivor there as well, but I also have my own flamethrower and things that I'm like, no, I need to light something up 20 feet away from me. Let me shoot you with my flamethrower.
right.
Absolutely. I'm going to get my own trebuchet built in the fall because who doesn't need a trebuchet?
You need
I
one.
do. Absolutely.
You're out there in God's
These are
country,
important
so
things.
you can fire that sucker anywhere you want, pretty
That's what
much.
pumpkins are for,
That's
is to
right.
trebuchet them across your property.
There you go.
100%.
Should
So.
100% live stream that. That'd be
Oh,
hilarious.
absolutely. We
That
could
would
do
be
a whole
great.
hubcast about the physics of
Heck yeah.
a
That'd be so
pumpkin.
great. That would
No,
be so
little
great.
things. Yeah, but no, the Resident Evil, it's not good.
Yeah,
Because he
it's
plays
not bad.
Red Dead Redemption, the one that you liked so much. He also
Mm-hmm.
plays that one.
Oh, really?
hmm
I really like that one. That was part two, right? Um,
I think that's the one that
yeah.
he's been playing.
Megan's played that one. It's pretty good.
I was like, this is a different kid than my professional gaming kid
Yeah.
because he's still playing Valorant
Oh, that's right.
on
See,
a
I'd never
team.
play with your son because it's no fun to just
No,
get your
different
ass
son,
handed
but
to
they're
you.
both
Oh,
very
okay.
good. I have two sons that both play video games, shocker. And one plays more in the PlayStation and the Nintendo world, and the other one plays more PC games because
Gotcha.
he competes. Yeah, little things,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm keeping track of all the chat going by fast. Megan and Sam back really
you're
rapidly
like,
here.
go, go.
I'm trying to see
Most
if
people are probably like, wow,
yeah.
these people don't have much of a life. You should
Mm-mm.
all know that we do things not in front of a screen.
Yeah. Well, kind of.
I am quite skilled with a chainsaw. I'm good at it. I got to have other skills. It's also that survivability. I will live through a zombie apocalypse as long as they don't run.
That's right. Can't be the runners. The Walking Dead
No.
zombies. I'm all in because you can just kind of walk from them. Life's good.
Yep. That's easy. But yeah, the runners, I'm screwed. I'm out.
Yeah, I know. Does not good. Not good. World War Z was the worst one because they were really fast. Oh, and what was
They
that?
were really fast. Yeah, my book series I like calls them speeders.
Yeah, what was the other one that was really fast? It was oh man, it was like two of them out, and I can't remember. I can see the logo of the movie, and they were super fast,
Mm.
and they were I don't know,
I've watched like every
crazy
zombie
rage.
movie
Yeah,
known to man because it is my genre. I love zombies
yeah.
in a good way. I actually like the one where the zombie came back to life because he fell in love. Um, Did you not see that one? It's called Warm Bodies.
No,
It's fantastic.
I
Oh my
haven't
goodness.
seen that one.
Write that down. It's so good. Nicole will even like it.
Are you
It's
sure?
adorable. I'm positive.
She looks at me sometimes, and I'm just like,
I will I will take you both out to dinner if she does not like that movie.
really? Hmm.
Warm Bodies is very good.
Yeah, World War Z, warm bodies. All right.
Warm
Um,
Bodies.
okay. So, Shaun of the
The I
Dead.
Am Legend was the one
Yeah,
that
that's
where
it.
they ran with Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
I'm cheating now, and I've brought up the
Oh,
IMDb top
really?
25 zombie
That's
movies.
cheating.
Yeah, yeah. Shaun of the Dead is number 5. And I forgot all about
Shaun of
that
the
one.
Dead is
It's
fantastic. Who doesn't
great.
love Simon
I love
Pegg?
that. 28 Days Later is the one I was thinking. Or 28
That's
Days.
Yeah, that one's a rough one. They ran in
Fast.
that one too.
Yes,
Very
they're
fast.
very fast. Zombieland is where you learn how to stay in shape to run from zombies.
Absolutely.
With
And
yeah.
they actually did well in
Mm-hmm.
their sequel as well. I even like the sequel.
Yeah. Yep.
So Woody Harrelson made that movie though.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's some stupid ones in here. Like there's a million different knockoffs of Night of the Living Dead.
Of course.
Bunches of them. So yeah, but there you go. All right.
I now need to figure out like a zombie theme for something. I might have a zombie at PFIC to prepare for our Halloween release just because we always have a Halloween release. And
Mm-hmm.
I think last year I picked zombies.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was. I think I remember
I
seeing some of
said
the
it was
artwork
like
from it.
worth worth coming back from the dead for, because who doesn't love a good Halloween theme?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. All right, Amber. Man,
All
I've
right.
kept you
Oh,
20
pleasure,
minutes
man.
after. Sorry about that. But
That's all
it's
right. We
always
gave
fun
people things
to
to
chat.
watch.
That's right. So now
I
they
want to hear how
can go
Warm Bodies goes.
and check thing out. I did, and it's in here, by the way. If you don't believe me, it is listed as number 16 in IMDb's top
Top zombie movies.
whatever. Yeah, it's hold on, let me switch over there. See, right here it is. Warm Bodies, number 16.
It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So absolutely is right there. So it's on. Oh, it's only on HBO Max. I'm sure we can get it somewhere else. It's from 2013.
Yeah, it's not crazy old, but it's really fantastic.
You
I have
found it,
HBO
Amber.
Max, so
I don't. I have so many streaming channels. We rotate a lot, so maybe we'll switch to
we
that
haven't
one.
rotated. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's our passion. So there you go.
All right. Well, again,
A
guys,
pleasure. Thank you all.
don't forget you have a new release coming out on Monday. Monday.
Monday.
Yep.
Monday.
So on Monday, make sure you head over to paraben.com and learn all about the awesome features that Paraben offers and how to make your life a little bit easier doing digital investigations. And then
Yep.
PFIC coming up in
100%.
September. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Just to go. I love to network with other nerds, and man, I'm looking really forward to that one.
I am as well. I'm excited to have you come out and broadcast. And I'm excited to do the networking events because they're fun ones.
That is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to. We got
It's
to
not
dust
just
off our
cocktails and walking around.
trivia software. That's going to be fun. We haven't
Oh, yeah.
done that in a
Trivia
long
is going to
time.
happen.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
yeah. So I have to not play because so it won't be a competition because I have to actually run the software, unfortunately. So.
I know.
But
Yeah,
that's all right.
That's the only problem.
I'll keep my title then. That's a shame.
What? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to run another game then. I don't know about keeping the title.
Oh goodness, yeah. Megan always likes in the chats. If I look through, it's probably 90% Megan. Yeah. Megan keeps it entertaining
all right.
in the chat too.
Way to go, Megan.
That's right. All right, everybody. Hey, make sure you check out those
thanks
two, paraben.com, PFIC-conference.com. Trying to do it from memory. And if you're not a member of Cyber Social Hub, it's free. You can learn all about Paraben over there as well. So if not, guys, I will see you absolutely next week. So take care. And again, thanks for joining. Amber, just hang out. Don't go anywhere. You're going to hear this awesome music. And then we'll be chatting after that in the green room. Hang on.